Dan, obviously this is a very tough result, a season-ending result to digest. It's tough to sum up a game like this, but a few minutes after, what's your overall takeaway from the game tonight?
We played a very good basketball team that's very well coached, that plays differently with their matchup zone. They averaged 77 points a game, and from an offensive standpoint, we were able to shut them down. They scored 55, maybe 20 under what their average is, 22 points underneath their average. Solving their matchup zone is a very difficult thing, and it took us some time. And I feel like if we would play them on a regular basis, obviously I think we could have some more success, because we don't see anyone play a matchup zone like this, and they're really, really good at it. Their coach has almost 600 wins, and that's for a reason. He's a really good basketball mind. And I'm incredibly proud of our team and where we've come. In the postseason, we've played with one post player, and 6 of our 11 have been freshmen. And their growth overall, not just our freshmen, but the entire team, has been simply outstanding. And I love them. They're great women, and a loss like this doesn't define who we are. It's been a great year.
One of the big things with the matchup zone is making sure your high post is very particular. Faith really did a good job in the high post, especially in the second half. Just how pleased as a freshman were you of her ups and her opportunities to make those decisions?
Yeah, she played well. You'd like to have a couple more of those shots that she typically makes go down, and it didn't for us, which hurt. We had 2 shots to tie the game that were good, wide open threes with the people that we want shooting them, and it just didn't go down. Those 3 incidences I just mentioned don't define the entire game, though. We had a couple uncharacteristic turnovers with no one around us, where the ball bounced out of bounds when it was in our hands, and we had a hard time solving the matchup zone at times, and we need to get it into that high post every time. I thought our game plan was outstanding. So what do we have here? The player of the year in their league, Purdue, finished with 12 on 4 of 19 shooting and 1 for 9 from the three-point line. Feel really good about that. A kid, their post player, Reisma, who is in the top 5 in the country in field goal percentage, only got 1 shot off. She made it, but she only got 1 shot off. That's tremendous defense by our kids. And then Leo, who had been the player of the year a couple years ago in this league, she got hot. She was 4 for 10, but still just 2 for 7. And so we had to have other people beat us. And then unfortunately, 14 hits a shot at the end of halftime, or right before halftime, from about half court. And then she hit a big shot here at the end of the game. And there's your game right there. If you're going to get beat, you're going to get beat by people who don't typically shoot the basketball and take 2 shots a game. And we forced her to take 12 tonight, and it almost worked.
Was the game-winning 3, was that a goalie defensive sequence there, just challenging her to shoot?
Yeah, it's a goalie defense, and when you're in goalie defense, you're trying to cat and mouse that. And at that point, she was 1 for 10 from the field. I'm sorry, she was 2 for 11 from the field, and one of them was the half-court heat. So basically, she was 1 for 10 from the field, and the kid stepped up and hit a big shot at a big time for them. And I wouldn't change a thing about what we did. Our kids fought valiantly. They executed the game plan almost perfectly, and we came up a possession short.
Without getting fined, Dan, obviously the fourth quarter there were a lot of whistles against you. How important was it when that adversity hits to make sure that they were focused on the next play?
I thought the officiating was very good. We had the 1 foul where Journey didn't get a foul call. That's a big collision. I don't think the officials had anything to do with tonight. I thought that, they let us play. I thought they officiated it well, and, it just coming up possession short.
That's an emotional locker room after a game like that, because of what that means, of course. Just what was it, how important, obviously talk long, talk wrong, but how important was the message, and what did you want that message to be in that locker room?
Gabby H didn't have to come and play for us. Gabby H didn't get $1. Gabby Hutchinson didn't get $1 to come and play for us, and she gave us everything that she had. And she told me, she said, this has been my favorite year of any year that I've played. And when a kid says that to me, especially transfers, that makes my day, that we've had them have a great experience. Keandra Brown is always going to be someone that I'll learn from. She's an incredible young woman. And very frankly, when Meg started here, we had cratered down. We did not have an arena. We had COVID. We were changing in a storage room, and we won 5 games. And the next year we still didn't have an arena, and we had all the injuries. We had the 5 or 6 ACLs, the 2 Achilles tendons, and we won 11 games. She could have left then. But Meg drives winning. Megan McConnell drives winning, and we went from 5 to 11 to 19 to 21, and to 21 this year with 6 of our 11 active roster being freshmen. I can't thank Meg enough for everything that she has brought to this program. We know all about all the accolades, but it's the person that is off the floor who has driven winning, and she'll go down as one of the very, very best Duquesne Dukes of all time.
For you personally, Dan, this is a year that you installed a new defense. This is a year where there was a lot of underclassmen, a lot of trust and repetitions had to be built. What's your biggest takeaway of this year as you continue to move this forward, and what did you learn about yourself this season?
I loved this year. I loved this team. We had no issues off the floor. We had no selfishness. We just had kids that came to work and enjoyed being there every day. I had to kick them off the floor today after an hour shoot around because they were just enjoying one another. It's just been a magical year. This is not a zero-sum experience, and I think people need to understand that. Your season is going to end at some point. Would I have liked to have won the WNIT championship? Absolutely. Would I have liked to have won the A10 tournament? Absolutely. But to go from losing 6,000 points and having all of those seniors graduate off a 21-win team where we won 13 games in the league last year to where we are this year with such a young group and installing a new offense and a new defense, I'm incredibly happy with this team. And again, we won 21 games. We had kids that were incredible representatives of our university, and they had a great experience. It'll be hard on Sunday for us not to get back and start practice again. It'll be hard for every one of us, and it's going to hit us like a brick wall. But that's part of what college basketball is. Sometimes it ends.